Hi Cancer, welcome to April. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. Before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy and create some sacred space around this reading. So this month we have a new moon in Aries on the 11th. Mercury moves into Aries on the 5th of April. Venus moves into Taurus, which is favorable to your sign, on the 15th. And Mars moves into Cancer on the 24th. So when Mars is in your first house, you're going to have a lot of energy to achieve your goals. Then we have a full moon in Scorpio, which is also favorable to your sign, on April 26th. And the ruler of that full moon, Pluto, goes retrograde the next day. So let's see what the cards have to say. We'll talk about the astrology later. Let's see what the cards have to say about Cancer for the month of April 2021. What does Cancer need to know about love and relationships for April 2021? What does Cancer need to know about relationships, April 2021? The Six of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, the High Priestess, the Three of Cups, the Three of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Chariot, the Empress, the Knight of Wands, and the Six of Cups. This is good. And the Fool. Okay, so you start the month off with the Six of Pentacles energy. This is a card of, well, some of you might be working in a career where you're helping others, so some kind of healthcare or social service, where you're giving to people less fortunate than yourself, or giving to people who need your healing energy. You have the Page of Cups here. So this is a card of, it could represent a child for some of you. And if it's that child, it could be somebody very sensitive and artistic. But it can also represent a message of love. Now, the Six of Pentacles can represent an imbalance in a relationship where one person's doing all the giving. You might be working, there might be a relationship where you're doing all the work to try and maintain the relationship and you're not feeling that you're getting enough back. But the Page of Cups is a new beginning. You have a possibility for a new relationship coming in. There's new energy coming in, especially with the Fool here. But it's going to be, so you might even be wanting to give or receive a message of love. You might be thinking, I need to tell someone how I feel. Or you might receive a message of love from this Page of Cups. Now, the High Priestess is here. So I feel like the High Priestess is about things happening behind the scenes, or trusting your intuition. You could have, if you're having a gut feeling about something, follow that inner voice. Take time out to listen to that inner voice. It could also represent, if you have your eye on someone, this person is very spiritual. Someone that you have a very high regard for. You think that they're very sensitive, very spiritual, very intuitive. And you may want to have a new beginning with this person because you have the Fool here. This is putting you in a brand new cycle. So the Fool can represent a new beginning. Maybe you're wanting to start a new relationship, but it can also represent a new start in a current relationship where you turn the page, you wipe the slate clean, let's start over. Let's try a new approach to this relationship. Now, the Three of Cups in the recent past, you have these threes. Three of Cups can represent sometimes party, celebration, even birth, because you have the Three of Cups and the Page of Cups and the Empress. Some of you may want to start a family, or there could be news about a birth coming in. If it's not a birth, it could be just a new beginning. Like you're starting something that's your baby. So it could be a new relationship and you have to nurture it. It's at the beginning stages, especially with the Page of Cup here. Three of Cups is party, celebration. So you could be getting together with friends, or feeling supported by your family and friends. And the Three of Wands coming up in the future, that's seeing the results of your work. So if you've been trying to make something happen, the Three of Wands is saying that, you're going to start to see results. You might even have a change of job. There could be a change of residence or a change of job this month, or at least an offer that you have to consider. You have the Nine of Swords coming up in the future. This is a card of worry, mental stress, maybe even feelings of guilt. So don't sabotage your new beginnings with too much overthinking, because you might be overthinking things, and especially you have the Chariot here. Sometimes this can represent you're overextending yourself. You've got too many irons in the fire. So if you have more than one person that you're interested in, you may have to narrow it down to who you really want to be with and focus on that. Because the Chariot represents victory through discipline and focus. And with the Chariot in your negative thinking sector, your self-sabotage, your fears, you may be taking on more than you can handle. And you're just not getting anywhere because you got too much spread out, too thin. So the Chariot's about, like, let me think about it. Let me focus on what I really want and get rid of all the distractions. If there are things that are distracting you from your goal, get rid of it and just focus on what you really want to achieve. And you can do it. You can reach it. In your environment, you've got the Empress. So you're surrounded by family. The focus is on home and family. You have the support of your family and friends. Sometimes there's strong energy here about birth, giving birth to something. So this is not for everyone. For some of you, you could be wanting to have a child or bringing a new child into the home. For others, you may want to create that type of feeling. You may be like looking for someone that you could partner with to reclaim that feeling of home and motherhood. You might even be attracted to someone that has like a very nurturing, mothering kind of energy. Because the Empress is the mother. It's also the card of abundance and harvest. So all the work that you've been doing is going to come back now. And it's going to be successful. The Knight of Wands energy is in your wish fulfillment. You're looking for adventure. You might be bored with your life and you're wanting something new. You're wanting, you're just like, I'm tired of the old routine. I want to start something new, especially with this Fool energy here. And the Six of Cups. Now you have 2 6s in the reading. You have 2 3s and 2 6s. So 3 and 3 is 6. 6s represent harmony. 3 represents community. 3 represents the results of your work, your efforts. It's about 2 people coming together and producing a third energy that's greater than the whole. Greater than the individual contributions. You create this, it's like an energy that when 2 people work together, they create another energy that brings success and brings, a fruitful harvest. And with the 6 of Cups, these 2 6s, I feel like you're moving toward something that's better. That the future is getting, you're moving away from a situation of imbalance and moving toward a situation of greater harmony. The 6 of Cups is about healing from the past. Maybe that you still have some residual thoughts about the past. The 9 of Swords, you're feeling guilty, you're feeling, you're overthinking. Or you're imagining worst case scenarios. Don't do that. Don't imagine worst case scenarios. Imagine positive things because you have such great cards here. And the 6 of Cups is also about connecting with people from the past. So you might be connecting with someone from the past that you haven't talked to in a while and they come back in. But whatever it is, you've learned your lessons from the past and you're wanting to start over and not repeat the same mistakes. And I feel like there could be, if there's love in your life this month, you could be connecting with someone that you know already, that you've known before. There could also be a brand new beginning, a new cycle in a love relationship. Because the Fool puts you in a brand new environment. It's like if you're connecting with someone, they're not going to be like the girl next door. It's going to be somebody that's very different than you and is going to open you up to a brand new way of interacting, a brand new set of circumstances. Like you're in this new environment with new people, and it could be a little bit scary, but don't let that scare you, because I feel like it's an improvement. It's like a new cycle in your life, and you could put down, you can release your guilt and your worry. Don't imagine worst case scenarios. Imagine best case scenarios, and you're going to do great. I feel like there is going to be love this month. And possibly through someone that you already know, reconnecting with someone from the past. And it can bring, the Empress energy. You could feel loved and nurtured and safe with this person. So let's see what the Astrology has to say for Cancer. So here we are. New moon in Aries is in your 10th house. There could be a new career opportunity coming up this month. If you're wanting to change jobs, now's the time to put that energy out there. So the new moon is on the 11th. Wait a day or two after the new moon and hit the ground running. That's the best time to put that energy out there if you're looking for a new job. Now the moon is conjunct Venus. So it could be that you're moving into something. You're getting along better with people at work, or you're doing something creative that's more creative. Mercury is also there at this point, so there could be creative writing or something that you could be connecting with somebody through work. Venus can sometimes bring love through your work connections. Now the only problem is Venus is square Pluto, and Pluto's in the 7th house, so there could be some power struggles at this new moon, especially with colleagues at work, where you may want to do things one way and they may have other ideas, or there could be somebody wanting to control the situation, and you don't feel you're feeling powerless under this Venus square Pluto energy. Then we have Mercury is sextile Saturn, and Saturn is in your 8th house. So this is a good time for signing contracts, for receiving money through some kind of settlement. Maybe you're signing a contract for a new job, and it's lucrative. If you're signing a contract under this Mercury Saturn influence, it will be in place for a long time. So make sure that this is what you're wanting. But it could be a brand new beginning where you're signing a contract and you're getting paid well. They have the money. Venus is also sextile Pluto in the 8th house. So any love that comes to you this month can be very lucky for you. Can also bring in, like, a partner will have money. You'll be increasing your own financial status through the income of a partner. Jupiter brings abundance in the 8th house. So if you're looking for a loan from a bank, or if you're looking for an insurance payout, it could even be a lottery winning, but not everyone's going to have that. But it could be an inheritance, that you get an inheritance. That's going to be there. Then we have Mars. Mars is in Gemini, but it's going to be at this new moon. It will be moving into Cancer, your sign, later in the month. But while it's in Gemini, it's going to be in the 12th house. And it's trining Jupiter in the 8th house. So the 8th house can also be the house of, confronting your demons, going deep into, how do I feel about intimacy? How do I feel about connecting with someone at the soul level? How do I feel about receiving support and resources from other people? Am I too independent? Mars in the 12th house is shaking up your psychological sector. And it also can mean that you have repressed anger. So you may have to deal with some issues where you're keeping, you want to say something, but you're not saying it. So you need to learn how to release the anger in a healthy way. Communicate your feelings. And find out what's been blocking you from living in a supportive universe where you feel loved and supported. And maybe even connecting with someone on an intimate level, on a soul level. But Mars will trine Jupiter, so you can make great progress. If you're working on any psychological blocks at this time, learning how to release anger in a healthy way, learning how to speak up about what's annoying you, Mars will help you. You have Neptune in the 9th. That's not really... you could be more interested in spirituality. You could be questioning your belief system. And you have the North Node in Gemini, which is also in your 12th house, and Saturn is trining it. Saturn in your 8th house is trining the North Node. So I feel like the work this month, you have to do some work on your psyche. You have to do some work on, how do I self-sabotage? What are my fears? What fears are holding me back from connecting with someone on a deep level? Because you have an opportunity. You're going to have an opportunity this month with the Fool to turn over a new leaf, to start a new cycle. So don't bring any baggage from the past. This might be the time to work on that baggage and release it before you move into this new cycle, so you can come in fresh and clean and, not repeating the same pattern. So then we have the full moon, and that's happening on the 26th. And that is in your 5th house, and it's opposed by Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars in the 11th. So something is coming to completion at this full moon. So by the end of the month, you can have some surprise developments happening in with friends, with the groups that you belong to, with even your goals in life. Because the 11th house is the house of dreams and wishes and goals, the money you make from the career that you earn, the money that you make from the business that you're in or the career that you're in. Venus there will bring money in, and possibly love with a friend. Like a friendship can turn into love when Venus is in the 11th. Mercury in the 11th, you might be communicating more. You might be speaking before groups, or speaking up to your friends. Maybe you might even get a surprise communication because Uranus is there. With Uranus, anything can happen. You might have a sudden love interest that comes from a group of friends that you know, a sudden communication from someone that you never expected to hear from. Maybe this Page of Cups is somebody telling you, reaching out to you, because Cancer's a little bit cautious about reaching out to people because you have a fear of rejection. But if you could get the courage, when Mars moves into Cancer, it's going to give you courage and energy to go after what you want. And it will be trining Jupiter and Saturn. Well, no, it'll be trining Jupiter. It's an outer sign in your 8th house. So now's the time. Jupiter in the 8th house is going to bring money in. It's not going to be money that from the work that you do or the income that you earn. It will be money that is supportive, that comes from others. So it could mean like I'm writing for a grant and I get approved and I get this money. I'm going to a bank for a business loan or some kind of personal loan and the money comes in. I receive an inheritance. My partner gets a raise and now we have more money coming in. So if you're connecting with somebody new, that partnership can bring more money to your financial situation with Jupiter in the 8th house and Mars trining it. So if you're needing money, if you're needing to get a bank loan, now's the time to do it when Mars is trining Jupiter in the 8th. North Node's in Gemini in the 11th, so it's about communication. So talk to your friends, communicate, join groups where you can speak up. Maybe you want to have some group therapy or something where you can talk up about your feelings and talk about, you're just communicating more. If you've been kind of, hiding in your shell, you might be coming out of that, especially when Mars moves into Cancer. When Mars moves into your sign, you're going to have more energy. You might have been feeling tired with all the planets building up in the 12th house. And you were maybe like a hermit, wanting to just be alone and just do a lot of thinking and soul searching, dark night of the soul stuff. But that's going to be ending when Mars crosses your ascendant and moves into the 1st house. And that will happen at the end of the month on the 24th. So go after what you want by the end of the month. Figure out what it is at the beginning of the month. Take your time out, meditate, think about what you want, and then go for it. I feel like I'm seeing you with ending the month in a better place than where you started. And you might be attracting new friends, new love, and even someone from the past. But whatever it is, it's going to be abundance. You're bringing in abundance. You're attracting abundance, and you're attracting a new cycle. And I think you're going to be happy with this new cycle, but don't be afraid of the new. Because I see this 9 of Swords here. You're going to be worried. Cancer's going to be up at night. Oh my God, I'm starting something new. What's going to happen? Don't worry about that. Focus on this. This is harmony. This is receiving love from someone. This is healing. So don't be afraid to embrace the new this month, Cancer. That's my forecast. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, click on the like button. If you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box and we can get you on the schedule. Because this is a general reading, so it may not apply to everyone. But if it speaks to you, then it's yours. Anyway, thank you all for supporting this channel. If you're celebrating Easter, have a happy Easter. And get ready for the new. It's coming. So I hope you enjoy April, and I'll talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.